Marhaba, welcome to a new session of a group of sessions that aims to enhance Arabic language learning. In the previous session, we learned about the learning styles. Using the provided questionnaire. You could find out your child's learning style and you can know more about the learning activities that help your child to learn appropriately and effectively after doing this questionnaire. So if you didn't do it, you can go back to the previous video and do the questionnaire. In this session, we will talk about an effective idea that you can implement to help your child learn and gain knowledge productively. My child as my teacher. Do you like to increase your child's awareness of him or herself and his or her studies? Have you tried to develop your child's leadership skills? Do you wish your child to be self-confident? Do you want to raise your son's or your daughter's academic level and instill in him or her the knowledge and the language? So let's try together this perfect pedagogical technique to achieve all of these. It is the strategy of my child as my. What does it mean that my child is my teacher or his or her sibling's teacher? It means that you are going to use with your child a very important strategy used in education in the current decades. It is the strategy of the child being a teacher to others for the same lesson he learned in his class with the teacher. This strategy has many goals that we will get to know shortly, but the most general or important and common goal is to enhance the child's learning and acquisition of the subject he or she needs to learn, which is, in our case, the Arabic language. Now it's time to take another chance, one that's really a smart risk since research indicates children learn better when they teach. In fact, a study published in the academic journal Memory and Cognition concluded that children who taught others performed better on tests than others in the same class. So one wonders, why would that happen? As a parent who wants to support and help your children to raise and grow well, this strategy can improve the children's independent thinking skills, make them thinkers and decision makers, help your children to learn and achieve academically and out of the school, stop and overcoming the children's fear, the normal children fears, increase the feeling of pride and accomplishment for your own children, and improve innovative and creative thinking. Also, this will develop your children leadership skills, improvement of time management, developing independence and responsibility. Besides, the children became in charge and have a positive performance. Besides all of that points, it's a great chance to train your children to deal with unexpected situations during teaching. You can create such situations by asking questions, for example, while they are teaching for you, or do anything that requires any feedback or any response from them. Letting children teach has many advantages, especially on how children learn better and become more creative and independent thinkers by teaching. Now let's know how this strategy works and how can you prepare your children for the future and develop the habit of being responsible of their own education. How does it work? Step 1, you need to map teaching time and teaching resources. So you need to fix a time every week for 20 to 30 minutes. Ask your child to teach you the lessons he learned or she learned at school. Your child will have the lesson on Seesaw as a reference for you or for you both for teaching and learning. So encourage your child to work hard in the lessons in the class with teachers to understand the material, then recall it more accurately and apply it more effectively with you in the lesson. If you want, you can ask your child to search for specific videos to teach you the Arabic language, for example, or let your child ask the Arabic teacher for more resources if you want. So, for example, if you want different than to learn Arabic in different ways, so you can ask your Arabic teacher, your child's Arabic teacher, to provide some resources to your child to use in teaching you. Moving to step 2, you need to detail your expectations and make it very clear for your child. Here you can provide tips on how to present the information for you, for example, and ideas. You can begin by detailing your needs in learning Arabic. Make your child aware of what needs to be explained to you or to his or her sibling if you are going to ask the siblings to teach each others. Make your child learn the lesson well before explaining it. Ask him or her to prepare some questions also or to be asked during the teaching time. Informing the children before their Arabic lesson about your plans. This will make them really learn the lesson very important in Arabic lesson. So for example, if you want your child to teach you Arabic at the end of the week, so before the week starts or on Saturday, ask your child to take care or teach you the same lesson he's going to learn in Arabic in this week. So the child would be sitting in the class very, very open to learn and ready to gain the information so he can teach you later. It gives also the children the time to prepare and switch roles between being a student and a teacher. Moving to step 3, which is start with the lesson. Now, don't delay in starting. Once you told your child about the idea, once you say to him, you discuss together the time, and he understands what he needs to do, you need to start directly this strategy. So if you are letting children teach, practice makes perfect. So your children or your child needs to practice teaching before teaching. So for example, let him teach first for his or her pet or a favorite teddy or doll or favorite toy. This will really make him more confident and more aware of how to do the teaching. The best way is to have them first also after like practicing. Now when it comes to the real practice with you or with their sibling, it's preferable to start with something familiar with them or their favorite subject before moving to the targeted subject, which is Arabic in our case. So ask them first to teach something they like more if they don't like Arabic more than the other subjects, so you can do that. And then in the next step, move to the Arabic lessons. The fact is, tutoring works. Yes, it works, and research shows that tutoring works with continuity and follow-up with the child. During the lesson, give your child full attention and don't interrupt. Don't interrupt at all in the middle of the lesson. Don't, like, for example, using your mobile or answering someone or moving or that stuff. Just let your child finish the lesson. Only you can interrupt in one point, which is the time, because we need to teach the children the time management. So if you agreed for 15, 20, or 30 minutes teaching time, so if he finished before or after, you need to let him know that, oh, this is the time now to finish, for example, or no, you still need to work with me for 5 minutes more or so on. Provide your child with resources such as whiteboard, papers, markers, and the digital device. Also, you should sit with him using your digital device if your child will use the digital device to teach you, so they can teach you in different ways. If they prefer the digital ways, so it's okay. If they prefer the old approach, whiteboard, a marker, and papers, so it's also perfect. In short, this step is about encouraging your child to be creative. Now let's move to the last step, which is follow-up and feedback. This is a very, very important step. You can't skip this step, otherwise the previous steps will not work effectively. So you have to motivate your child, and he or she will be really motivated when they know that they will play a huge role in your life by teaching you. Show your child success in teaching you the Arabic. So try to speak Arabic, practice what he learned to you, show him that you are really benefited from his or her lessons. Show your interest in his or her effort and your pride in his or her ability to explain. Also ask your child to give you an assignment or homework and show him that or her that you are doing your homework, and in sometimes ask for help. Let them help you to do this homework. Tell your child about the special points you found in him in his teaching or her teaching, for example, and give very, very positive feedback. At the end of each lesson, agree together on what is required for the next lesson so your child can be prepared very well for the next lesson. Don't just end the lesson without having a plan for the next lesson or for stepping forward in your child as a teacher. Simply telling the children that they would later teach someone else change their mindset enough so that they engage in more effective approaches to learning than did their peers or the other children who simply expected just a test or just to learn without having even a test at the end. So the children who work hard to learn in order to teach the others, they perform better and their attainment and progress improve better than the others. The study suggests that instilling an expectation to teach the others may be a simple and inexpensive and intervention with the potential to increase learning effectively at home and in the classroom. Use this opportunity, use this strategy to strengthen and improve your child's attitude and attainment in his academic level. This strategy will help your child to develop the essential, important skill of self-education, which will really very important for him or for her later in their lives. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you find this video beneficial and looking forward to see you in the next video, and looking forward also to receive your feedback on my email. مع السلامة.